Hello. This week's article is called Ask Anyone. What is the goal of evolution? Does it even have a goal? I'm not talking about the politics of evolution. I'm talking about evolution itself. Darwin would have said its goal is for the strongest to survive and prosper. Ignoring all else, evolution will modify each being to make it more dominant, more survivable, and more prolific in producing offspring. For Darwin, there was no upper limit to this prospect. He had no goal in mind, any more than the evolution he wrote about does. However, if you ask a common man, an unlearned man, he is likely to tell you that evolution's goal is to create what he, that man, has in mind. He will say things like peace, prosperity for everyone, better education, harmonious relationships, the end of all wars, and the end of all human tragedies. No more famine, with the sharing of water and food resources, so there is plenty for everyone, will be on his mind. The fact that this is the exact opposite of Mr. Darwin's postulation does not cross the common man's mind. Interestingly, God was and is in line with the common man. His goals were and are exactly what the simple person wants. He spelled it out in language everyone could understand. He put Adam and Eve in a beautiful garden. He would have to give more rules as things evolved on the earth. They included honoring the rule maker, honoring one's parents, not stealing, not murdering, not wanting what belongs to someone else, taking a day of rest, telling the truth, and propagating only with your own spouse. Then Jesus came and fed 5,000 men and their families with 5 little loaves of bread and 2 fish. He healed the lame, the deaf, the blind, and evicted those demons who came with the fallen angel, Lucifer. Those he touched were more whole and happier for their encounter with Christ. Every ruler has been in power because God allowed it. What have we learned from Hitler and his ilk? What did God want us to discover about ourselves from the tragedy that Der Fuhrer produced? Certainly Hitler thought of himself as the great evolver. Are we to be like Darwin's model, or are we to be like Christ's? There are more wars than ever. There is more slavery than ever. There is more starvation than ever. There are more diseases, more refugees, more tent cities, and more human disappointment and depression than ever before. This is not evolution towards what the common man or Christ wanted. Is the current situation a way for evolution to strengthen those of us who survive it all? Jesus did not preach survival of the fittest. He did not say to take from someone else so that your seed line could dominate their seed line. He freed the women from second-class citizenship and spoke toward making them equal to men. He advised freedom for the slaves and passivity until released from bondage. Christ advised cooperation with those who govern instead of revolution. He knew that God was in charge of all things, and they would evolve in the manner that his Father wanted them to. Reaching toward God is the only way to improve our world. Best to get into the chain of events he is directing. I hope you enjoyed this week's article. If you did, you can click on the thumbs up button down below my picture here. And I hope you have a great week.